Hi, Scritty here, sixcricket.com, and we're going to take a look today at who the MVP was for the first game of the 2018 IPL. Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings. I'm giving a little bit away here by showing the MVP calculation sheet. I'll put a link below if you guys want to know how this is all worked out. So here's the thing. The conversation is, the player of the match is Dwayne Bravo. Do you like my production values here? Yeah, Dwayne Bravo. Came in, stole the game, was the best finisher, perhaps the best finish we've seen for a long time. Reminiscent of the Australian greats Bevan and Harvey and people like that. Really finished the game beautifully. From a situation where they needed more than 2 runs a ball, I believe, about 4 overs out, he managed to do it, and without much help from the tail. Remember, he was batting most of that time with Imran Tahir. I'm going to tell you why he is player of the match, but why he isn't the MVP. Who's the MVP? Well, I'm going to give it away now. The MVP is, let's get him across, this guy, Hardik Pandya. He was on the losing side. That doesn't mean he didn't make the most contribution to the game, though. And let's have a look at why that is. Okay, batting wise, well, sketchy innings from Chennai Super Kings, much more solid innings by Mumbai, who relied on Ishan Kishan and Yadav and Pandya to score most of their runs. However, if you have a look here, Pandya scored 41 in only 20 balls, a run rate of over 200. So his batting score was 51.5. So you get, as you remember with the calculation, it's a very straightforward calculation. You earn more batting points the faster you score your runs. You get at least 1 point per run, but that's multiplied by the rate compared with the average rate for that match. So everything's taken on the scores in that match. So he gets 51.5. Bravo, well, he beats him in batting, 87.3, beats him by quite a long way. So if you just look at the batting score, Bravo's way ahead. He scores 68 off 30, that's more runs, and it's actually a slightly faster run rate. Bowling is where we look at the differences here. Well, the wicket takers were Watson, Chahar, Tahir, and then Watson again, giving Chahar taking 1 for 14, Watson 2 for 29, Harbhajan Singh 0 for 14, Jadeja 0 for 9, very odd. Mark Wood, 0 for 49, not very good at all. Imran Tahir 1 for 23, not very good either, really. Dwayne Bravo 0 for 25. So if I look at the bowler's defence score, how do they keep the runs down? Well, Chahar did a brilliant job here. 10.5 bowler's defence. Mark Wood, no surprises, minus 16.28. He was a liability with the ball, unfortunately. He had a great first over and then let it go a little bit. It's his first game, let's hope he bounces back. If we have a look at the Chennai Super Kings score, well, we just already commented that Bravo, 87.3. This is by far the standout. Jadav and Rayudu also adding a little bit to that. Bowlers, well, we've got some strange bowling figures here in that 2 bowlers took 3 wickets. And if you have a look here, Pandya took 3 for 24, so he's got a slightly better bowling defence score than Bravo, but he's also taken 3 wickets. Makandi took 3 for 23, that's even better. 1 for 44 for McClenaghan, Mustafizur Rahman took 1 for 39, and Bumrah 1 for 37. Unusually expensive for Bumrah there. So let's have a look. So here's the overall scores, and H.H. Pandya gets an overall match score of 106.66 points, which gives him a 15.3% influence on the game. That's ahead by more than 10 points of Bravo. But surprisingly, the ones we're not talking about so much was what an impact Makande and Watson had on the game, with 80.47 and 78.80 points in total. Now here's the influence percentage. If you think about a game of cricket, there are 22 players, and if everything was equal and everybody played an absolutely equal role, then the percentage they would get is, I'm going to work it out here, equals 100 divided by 22. They would make 4.5454545455 etc. percent influence on the game. Let's call it 4.54. So their influence on the game, if everybody had exactly the same influence, would be 4.54%. Basically 100% divided by 22 players. That isn't the case here. If we have a look, Pandya actually had 15.3% influence on the game. He actually influenced the game in a positive way more than 3 average players. Bravo 13.6%, Makande 11.6%, Watson 11.3%. We've got a negative here, unfortunately. The only negative overall for the game, which is Wood, which is minus 15.24%, which is a shame because I think he'll come back. He's a good player. Lewis had no influence on the game whatsoever. Neither did Pollard. Remember, there are no subjective factors in here. We don't rank how good a wicket was. We don't rank how good a catch was or how good a stop was, because that's all subjective. That's all down to your personal opinion. And you probably bring factors in like, do you like the player or not? We don't have any of those factors in this calculation. This is all purely maths. So maths tells me that Hardik Pandya was the MVP. I would have a separate category though. MVP, the most valuable player, yes, Hardik Pandya. However, because player of the match has a much more emotional tone to it, emotion plays into it, then the player of the game, the one I'd give it to for adding the emotion, would indeed be Dwayne Bravo. Because he turned the game round, he pulled it back, he did the Rocky Balboa thing of almost snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. That's my take on it. So MVP isn't to replace man of the match, it's a separate category. Just in terms of the stats, who has done the best? You can have your man of the match and you can put all the emotional resonance into that you like, but if you just talk about hard numbers, MVP is Hardik Pandya. What do you think? Comment below on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you see this video, and let me know what you think. Cheers guys. Squitty at 6cricket.com signing off.